Alright, so this is probably the most blissful piece within the entire epic so far, because a few of my other epics start out quite bubbly and then end in darkness or tragedy or psychosis. This one starts out depressing as and then ends on a happier note. So
It's reverse.
see, so in a nutshell, the main character, who's just not the nicest person, has just been pulled through his mirror, and he's finished falling through. So he's just now waking up from a flashback, and he's discovering where he is. And it's called the Median Province. It's not the afterlife, it's not purgatory, he's still technically conscious, this is just something in between. So it's called Fields of the Median Province. Opening his weary eyes to the great beyond, he adjusts to the current scene. Has he died? Barely able to lift his throbbing skull of flesh, he wipes off the flakes of maroon that caked his forehead's side. Reoriented as a snake-eyed pair of dice, Mars sees his headrest the boulder of the unfair, left by a trail of scraped earth as if the great Sisyphus was already there. No more painful memories left to endure for the sake of tolerance. Let the amnesiac's fantasy come to life and serenade us with an unknown Latin dance. He walks in midday light without priorities or cares, severing all ties by means of alienation. No other option to protect oneself, so why risk the betrayal of familial observations? This is my planet, my blue-green dome, the place that I once called home. I must be living through someone else's brain. They only see the fallen who have brought great disdain. This is my planet, my green-blue sphere, and only my spirit knows I will never want to leave here. Around the green circle of the hills, he rolls around in the dust of onyx. Such a memorable garden of gardenias, the scents of blind love and flames. I'm so sorry, my handwriting, Jesus. Produces a deadly mix. But what is this I see? Every image of scenery from a negative photograph, up until these screaming purges, I have not felt such an urge to compulsively laugh. Forever shall I wander through these altered fields, lowering my vulnerable walls and surrendering my shields. Above the ground where he stands, the skies shine a raucous neon green. A reflecting glow reverberates off of him, the new emerald man in a sanctuary of 13. In between the chuckling webs of his feet, royal violet is the grass that breathes. Every blade emits a high-pitched sigh of arousal, the nature nymphs who hide to tease. Attraction that bases itself off of scent greets him in a monochromatic red as a lustful sinner's cyclical blood. He knows not the courtship rituals of stem to hand, so he plucks himself instead to join the frozen ones on a Cimmerian flood. I am distinctly reminded of the first bite of a watermelon in summer ripe. The tingles I feel of the leaking juices leave me yearning for only one type. Dancing in fantasy, swaying from direction to side, he cannot help but feel glowing light on his feet. I distinctly recall the tidal wave rush of a first kiss and its cause. I welcome the eagerness of sharing that experience with the most imperfect match in all her delightful flaws. Dancing in fantasy, swaying from side to direction, he cannot help but moan out his gardenia's name. Mars the heavy weighs next to nothing. His fluttering beats send primeval lullabies to sing. I never want this feeling to cease, perpetually sending my every being to soul-quake's release. Is there an alternative more superior than this one? The heat is dropping for me to kiss the frozen sun. I shall dwell like a commoner in these fields until my sword of flesh deems itself no longer fit to wield.